Hello, my name is Erica, and today I'm going to be showing you some subtraction strategies that you can implement within your elementary classroom or just use yourself if you want to be a little bit better at arithmetic. These subtraction methods provide students with different methods for answering problems, thus catering to the different learning styles within the classroom, and thus reinforcing the relationships that exist between numbers, which will provide the kids with a greater number sense and will allow them to tackle problems from multiple different angles. In a community-based classroom where kids regularly engage in number talks, they will feel comfortable enough to share with the class the methods that they chose to answer certain problems and why they chose them. And even when they make mistakes, they aren't discouraged by the mistakes. If you have your kids engage in these number talks about the different methods that they used and why, it helps the entire class grow in terms of being able to tackle problems from many different angles. This is going to reinforce creative thinking, critical thinking, flexible thinking, and these number talks and strategies really help reinforce the idea that math is more about the journey that you decide to take to get to your answer and not necessarily arriving at the answer itself. The first strategy that we are going to be discussing is called adding up. Okay, so for this strategy, what you can do is have your kids utilize number lines. And they can add up just like they would if they were counting up in an addition problem. So let's say we have the problem 10 minus 5. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you can have your students count up the number of steps that they have to take to get to where they're going based on the problem. Now they can add up all of these to get their answer. 10 minus 5 is 5. So we had 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And we know that that's 5, and that gives us their answer. And that is adding up. So what's great about this strategy is that it's creating a visual, it's making math visual for the students. Let's do another example. Let's say that you're going to do a harder problem. Maybe not 10 minus 5, but let's try 39 minus 29. Okay, so we can draw our number line. So it's like you don't even have to give your students a worksheet that already has a number line on it. You can use the number line so often that they know how to draw one themselves. So let's see, we've got 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Okay. Now let's go to 39. We know we want to go back to 29. So let's see. 39 to 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29. And now all we have to do as the student is add up the steps we took back. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we know that the answer is 10. Okay, let's do another problem. Let's do 124 minus, let's see, 69. Alright, let's draw our number line. Okay, so it would take a long time to draw 100 or 69 to 124 on this number line. So we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. Now what we can do is put our 69 right here and our 124 right here. And this would be a good problem for older students. Maybe not your kindergartners or your first graders, potentially. So let's see. We know that the next, or that we could go to 70, and then maybe 100, and then 120, and to 124. Okay, so this is like a map we basically have just drawn ourselves of how to get from 124 to 69. Now let's count these just like we did in the previous problem. So we're going up 1 here. And then we know that to go from 70 to 100 is going to be 30. And then going from 100 to 120 is plus 20. And then this would be 120 to 124 would be plus 4. Now we add all these together, which gives us 55. So we know that our answer is 55. The second strategy that we're going to be discussing is adjusting one number to make an easier problem. Again, I believe that is an addition strategy as well. That is in the other video I made. If you want to check that out, it is a part of a playlist. Okay, so let's see. We're going to adjust a number. We're going to manipulate numbers to make the problem easier for us to solve. The first example we're going to do is 133 minus 29. Now what we could do is add a 1 to this and make it 133 minus 30, which is going to give us 103. And we added a 1 here, so we're going to need to add it back here, if that makes sense, because we added to a negative number. So that's going to give us 104 for our answer. Okay, let's do another example. Okay, let's do another example. Let's do 87 minus 44. Okay. So we could add 3 to this to get 90, or we could add 1 to this to get 45, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to add 1 here, and we're going to have 87 minus 45, and that is going to give us 42, and then we have to add that 1 up here, which gives us 43. And if I didn't explain it well earlier, the reason you have to add this 1 back is because when you added the 1 here, you made it a negative 45, which actually makes it a smaller number than negative 44. So you have to bump it up 1 once you get your final answer. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's say we have 56 minus 33. Now I'm going to add 2 here, which is going to give us 56 minus 35. And that is going to give us 21. And then we have to add the 2 back, which gives us 23. Alright, let's do the same problem, but let's add something to the other side. Okay, let's say that we add, let's just add something random. Let's say that we add 9. Okay, so that's going to give us 65 minus 33, which would give us 32. And then we have to subtract the 9 that we added. And see, we aren't going to add the 9 because when we add, we're not going to add the 9 down here. We're going to subtract it because when we added it here, not to the negative number. So hopefully that makes sense. Obviously, you're going to want the kids with these kinds of problems to have some semblance of negative values. Okay, and that is going to give us 23. The third strategy that we're going to learn is very similar to the one before it. It's called keeping a constant, I'll just abbreviate that, a constant difference. So let's do an example. 44 minus 39. We're going to manipulate these numbers like we did in the last strategy, but what we're going to do differently is that we're going to manipulate them both at the same time and by the same amount. So we're going to add 1 to 44 to get 45, because that's just a nice, easy, friendly number. And we're going to add 1 to 39 to give us another nice, easy, friendly number. And that is going to give us 5. Okay? And we don't have to add or subtract anything at the end here, because we kept the difference constant. So it was balanced the whole time. Let's do another example. Let's do 93 minus 58. Let's see. I am going to add 2 to both of them. So that's going to give me 95 minus 60. And that is going to give me 35. Let's do 13 minus 8. Again, I'm going to add 2 to both of these. And I know I've been doing the number 2 quite a bit, but you can do it by any amount that you like. So now we have 15 minus 10, which is going to give us 5. The next strategy that we're going to learn, the fourth strategy, is place value and negative numbers. Sorry for my messy handwriting. Okay, this is a strategy for students who have mastered place value and the concept of negative numbers, kind of like I was saying earlier. Okay, so we have 124 minus 78. To be honest with you, this is probably my favorite strategy. So what we're going to do is subtract 78 from 124, but we're going to do it with a sort of table, if you will. So let's see. We know we can break up 124 into a few different parts. So let's do that by the hundredths, tenths, and ones place. Okay. So let's do 100 here. And let's see, 20 here. It's 124. And then we'll do 4, 1. So it's 100, 20, and 4. And that's 124. Okay. And we're trying to subtract 78. So let's do 70 here. And 8 here. Okay, and now we're going to subtract. So 8 minus 4 is 4, and we're going to take that negative down with it. And then 70 minus 20 is 50, and we're going to take the negative down with it again. That is, I have terrible handwriting, I apologize. Negative 50. Okay, and then we're going to just take the 100 down. So what we're going to do next is take this 100 that's left and subtract the 50 and the 4. So if we take 50 from 100, let's see, I'm trying to do it where you guys can see it. Let's see, we have 100 minus 50 gives us 50, minus 4 gives us 46. And that is our answer. $46. Okay, let's do another example. Okay, so the next example that we're going to do is 177 minus 88. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw our little table out again. I'm gonna make it smaller so we can have more room this time. 177 minus 88. So we're gonna do 100 and then 70 and then 7 ones. And then we have 88. So we're gonna do 80 and then 8 ones. We're subtracting those. So we're going to do a -1 here because 8 minus 7 is 1, but we still have a negative, so let's just keep it. 80 minus 70 is going to be 10. We're going to bring that negative down with it, and then just bring the 100 down. And then this 100 is going to subtract the 10, and then subtract the 1, and we will have our answer. So 100 minus 10 is 90, minus 1 is 89. That's our answer. Let's do one more example. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite strategy. Okay, so let's say we have an even bigger number. Let's do 265 minus 23. Okay, so let's see. We have 200. And then 60, and then 5 ones, minus 20, or 2 tens, and then 3 ones. Okay, so 5 minus 3 would be 2, be 40, and then 200. Then if we add all of these together, we get 242. And that is our answer. Notice we didn't have to bring the negative down here because what we were subtracting up top was actually bigger, unlike the problems before where the number up top was smaller and we had to bring that negative down. The final strategy that I'm going to show you for subtraction is called removal, or counting back in chunks. And I actually like this strategy a lot as well. I'd say the fourth strategy, the place value, like table, and this one are definitely my favorite ones. I think they're just the most fun to do. Okay, so the first example I have is 22 minus 8. What we're going to do is almost set the problem up like we were going to do a traditional algorithm. So 22 minus 8. Okay? We're not going to do it this way. We're going to see what we could break 8 down into to make it easier to subtract from 22. So I know that 8 is made up of 2 plus 6. Okay? So we're not looking at 8 anymore. What we're going to do is subtract these two numbers from 22. So 22 minus 2 would give me 20. And 22 minus 6 would give me 14. Now if the 20 from 6 was still too difficult, you could break the 6 up as well. So let's do that. Let's break the 6 up into 3 plus 3. Or what would be easiest? I know what we can do. Let's break the 6 up into 5 and 1. Okay. Now 20 minus 5 we know pretty easily is 15, and then minus 1 would be 14, and that's going to give us our answer. Let's do another example. I think this is fun. This really, I think, helps reinforce like the way numbers are connected for kids and even me. Okay, so let's do 45 minus 13. Okay, so let's write it like a traditional algorithm. And let's break this up. I'm see pretty easily 10 plus 3. Don't know about you, but that's what I'm going to go with for 13. And then 45 minus 10 is 35, and 35 minus the 3 is going to give us 32. Okay, and let's see. Let's do just one more example. And let's see, let's do something like this. Just do 56 minus 17. That's a good one. Okay. Now, how do I want to break this up? I'm going to break this up into three different numbers. Okay. So let's do 10 plus 5 plus 2. Okay. So 56 minus 10 is going to give us 46. 46 minus 5 is going to give us 41. And then 41 minus 2 is going to give us 39. And there's our answer, 39. Okay, I hope that these were easy to follow so that you can implement them in your elementary school classroom or even on your own time when you're doing your own math. I will be doing some more videos very soon. I'm going to do a multiplication strategy video and a division strategy video. And then after that, I am going to start pursuing some other type of vlogs still related to education. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that is all for today. And if you watched, then thank you. If you liked it, then please like it. And have a good one. Bye-bye. Take care.